So here now, Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz, a member of the Judiciary Committee. Congressman, good to have you with us. What do you make of that, and what are these issues that are outstanding that are too far afield in this package for Republicans like yourself?
I think we would all agree that the coronavirus bill does not need any poison pills, and I think this is the easy way to spot the issues. Everyone is for testing. Everyone is for medical infrastructure like ventilators. Where Republicans have challenges is where we've got legislative provisions that forever change entitlement programs. We should not use the coronavirus as an excuse to go and dramatically expand eligibility in the SNAP program, for example. So we want solutions that are medical infrastructure focused, testing focused, but that don't rewrite entitlements while we're dealing with the coronavirus.
I mean, that seems like it makes sense. I mean, couldn't you put provisions on it that it's for a specific period of time? And, you know, I think if most Americans get wind of that, they would probably be behind that.
Unfortunately, we see the Speaker of the House trying to jam the president, putting in, for example, reformations to abortion laws and abortion practices. The Hyde Amendment, for example, into this legislative package is a way to try to make Republicans and the president look like we don't support testing.
Ridiculous.
Now, the good news is the president's national emergency declaration has unlocked tremendous potential. For example, here in Florida, as a result of that declaration, we spent $6 million to buy additional ventilators and put them close to communities that were likely to be impacted.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of patience in America for things that are outside of the zone of working on this immediate problem. And, you know, I think everybody would hope that both sides would agree to that, and the other things can be battled over at another time and place. With regard to you, so you self-quarantined for how many days and why, and what made you decide that it was okay to stop?
I held the phone of someone at CPAC who had tested positive for coronavirus. I was notified of that 11 days after the event as I was on Air Force One with the president. As soon as that Air Force One ride was over, I was put in a DOD vehicle, taken to Walter Reed, tested. That test result came back negative. Healthcare professionals said I should still maintain the 14-day quarantine. That ended at 2 p.m. yesterday. So not exactly straight out of Compton, but I am straight out of quarantine.
I mean, you know, what do you think about the president? I was just a little surprised today watching how everybody was, you know, sort of standing so close together, and they're all on the same microphone, and they're all putting their hands all over the same podium. And, you know, there's been a lot of exposure. Obviously, they have all interacted with a lot of people, as you have. Did that surprise you in terms of sending the right message to the rest of the country in terms of social distancing and how we should behave?
Well, the good news is that the president has pretty regular hygiene that he maintains regarding the use of hand sanitizer and Lysol wipes. He did that regularly before, and so I think that there's a certain resilience with the president and those around him. But obviously, we were all anxious to get Bolsonaro's test results back because the president had walked Bolsonaro all over Mar-a-Lago this last weekend, where I was, where a number of other people were, and so we were hopeful that the right information is out, that was a negative result, because so far, no community spread at Mar-a-Lago at that event this last weekend, and we want to make sure it stays that way. But all of my friends that were at that party, still healthy, asymptomatic, and that's great news. Well,
that's good. Just a quick question for you, because I read a report that said that you took paid sick leave from Congress when you were on your quarantine. Is that true? And if so, they want to know why you voted against that in Florida.
First of all, I never voted against paid sick leave. I voted to preempt paid sick leave to the state so we didn't have 67 versions. I have taken no paid sick leave. Each and every day I've been home. I've been working with the governor, our state emergency response directors, and administration officials to ensure that my constituents are cared for.
Okay. I wanted to give you an opportunity to respond to that criticism. Matt Gaetz, Congressman, thank you.